up, YouTube? This your boy Yungeli from Acting Up Gaming. I got my man Cowboy Kev with me, and we about to break down the NFC East. And we're gonna start with the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Eagles, man. Very interesting offseason, to say the least, for the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of big moves this year, a lot of trades. Biggest thing to me, starting off, who's going to be the starting quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles in 2015? Is it going to be
Sam Bradford,
Mark Sanchez,
Tim Tebow,
Matt Barkley?
We don't know. I think the odds favor is going to be maybe Bradford.
I think they're going to do everything they can to get.
I think Sanchez is going to finish the year because your boy is injury prone.
Big time. I mean, they made a lot of moves, man. I mean, the biggest move, well, one of the big moves was, I think, signing DeMarco Murray. But when you signed DeMarco Murray, I'm still kind of perplexed in this thing, in the thinking, because Chip Kelly's arrogance bothers me. Because you get DeMarco Murray, but you also signed Ryan Matthews.
Yeah, that was crazy. I thought they were going to, terminate or not go through with his contract once they landed DeMarco. But I was like, no, we'll take both of them. I'm like, I'm just scratching my head. Kind of makes sense that they're both injury prone. But, at least you get, when you sign running backs, you try to get, someone to complement each other. They're both kind of similar runners.
They're similar runners. I mean, you're looking for a dude, dirty yards. You're going to get that with DeMarco Murray. Difference, he's not playing behind the best offensive line in pro football.
And also, he doesn't have that receiver-quarterback tandem that's going to force people to not load the box up.
Couldn't disagree with that.
Who's going to do that? Matt Barkley, Tebow, Bradford,
Sanchez.
They're not going to scare you. You load the box up and you dare them to beat you with their arm.
They got rid of Jeremy Maclin. Oh, excuse me. I'm not going to say got rid of, but they didn't choose to re-sign.
Let him go.
You let him slide to Kansas City, but you get Nelson Aguilar in the draft.
That was a reach.
Who's Jeremy Maclin light.
Yes.
Then you sign Miles Austin.
Injury prone. They love their Cowboys.
They do. They love their Cowboys, man. Miles Austin, and then you got the kid Cooper from last year who got a big contract.
Don't know why, but
I don't even remember him catching the pass this season. And then Matthews from Oregon, another Chip Kelly guy.
I like Matthews. I don't know what the deal with him. He doesn't want to be the #1 receiver. That's kind of odd for a football player to say that.
How can you trust him? You don't want to be a #1. So guess what? You're not even going to be a #2 on my team. I'm sorry. If I'm sitting there saying I need you to contribute and put you in a role where I need you to flourish, and you don't even have the confidence in yourself
to be #1,
you got to go. You got to go. What do you think about the defensive side for the Eagles?
They made a little bit of noise. They got Kiko Alonso. Here you go. I like Kiko. Kiko is a great football player when healthy. They went out and got Walter Thurman and Byron Maxwell.
So is Kiko going to run the rock too?
No, he never run the rock.
I mean, because he damn sure ain't no Deshaun. I mean, he's not a LaShawn McCoy. I'm sorry.
And they let him go for peanut. I don't know what Chip Kelly is doing. He has a plan. Everyone keeps saying Chip Kelly has a plan.
And, I'm just quick sidebar. For that reporter out there that called Chip Kelly a new age Jimmy Johnson, kill yourself.
Yes.
Right now, just kill yourself.
People who make comments like that should just lose their job on the spot.
Stop it. That's it.
That's worse than anything Skip Bayless would say.
Oh,
and Skip Bayless annoys the hell out of me with his fucking He says should just get a reaction out of you.
Pretty much. I mean, he's a Cowboy, but I ain't even going to go there with Skip. He says he is, but he's also a Spurter.
We're not going to get into that.
But anyway. So, Philly is, like I said, very interesting. They got a lot of quarterback issues to settle out before the first game. I mean, before, training camp is over with. So how do you feel about Washington Redskins?
Ooh, I don't know. I think they're moving in the right place. Mm-hmm. They're not there yet. I think they're still going to be basement of the division. Quarterback issues too. Mm-hmm. Which Robert Griffin are you going to get? Is he going to win the job? They're still working on their offensive line. They move in the right direction. They got our offensive line coach. Mm-hmm. Drafted Brandon Scherf first round.
Good pick. Solid pick.
Yeah, so they're moving in the right direction. But what they really need to do is they need to get back to what made Robert Griffin good. and made them get to the playoffs is run that rock.
Yeah.
They got to steal the Alpha Morris, give him the ball.
Bottom line with Griffin, you got to, the thing is, in the third year of your career, are you learning or have you learned how to beat defenses? You have to read defenses.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's why I hate that offense that these kids are coming out of in college, that spread thing, because you can only do so much out of a shotgun.
Right.
You got to put your hands up, and I'm not saying this in a weird way, but you got to put your hands up under that center's ass and be able to tell what's going on right there in the pocket. Bottom line, you got to move the pocket for Robert Griffin. Move the pocket. Okay, you got solid options. You got Alpha Morris to run the ball. The offensive line is getting better in a way. But wide receiver-wise, he has a big play option, Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, great receiver.
A consistent dude. Now, people forget how good Pierre Garçon was before he went to Washington.
Even he had a great year in Washington.
His first year, he was really good.
Yeah.
Last year, tailed off. Maybe
I don't know what happened to him last year.
Offensive philosophy.
That could be with the quarterback play. I think all of them played quarterback last year. So it's kind of hard to get going as a wide receiver when you got 3 starting quarterbacks.
I agree.
That's crazy.
I agree. And another kid that I think on offense that they have, if he can stay healthy, is that kid Jordan Reed. He's one of the fastest tight ends I've seen.
That's a mismatch nightmare
in a long time, folks. But
that's another weapon they can use.
Another weapon to give him options.
Yes.
But if you're sitting there and your coach has ulterior motives and he's rooting for McCoy or Kirk Cousins, then this thing's going right down the toilet.
And it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like Robert alluded, I think him and his father alluded to him wanting to be more of a pocket passer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the whole key to Robert's game is, man, you got to get out running. He got to learn to slide, get out of bounds.
Move the pocket for him.
Live to fight, play another down.
Right.
You're not a running back, get out of bounds, man.
Defensively.
They got some nice additions. Starting on the defensive line, they grabbed 2 defensive tackles. Pot Roast and Stephen P.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the backfield, they got Culliver, Deshaun Golston, to pair with their love of Rashad Breeland, this lockdown corner. So they got a nice little tandem back there. We'll see how it shakes out.
You also got to remember you got D'Angelo Hall coming back off of 2 of the weirdest Achilles injuries of all time. And then they got the kid from the outside linebacker from Mississippi State.
Oh, yeah.
Because they lost
Rakpo.
Probably you got rid of a Rakpo. But this is the question I have. You go from a guy in Jim Haslett that really all he knew how to do was blitz.
Yeah.
To Joe Barry, who's a former defensive coordinator of the Chargers, now in Washington. Now, he's been a DC out there in San Diego for the past couple years. Defense has been kind of hit or miss. But this is also a guy that was the architect of a team that went 0-16. Let me run that back. 0-16 Detroit Lions. This guy was the defensive coordinator. So the jury's definitely going to be out on him.
Yeah. Anytime you learn a new system, it's going to be players. Rough.
And can't forget on this defense, man, even though I think I call him the poor man's J.J. Watt, but I really like Ryan Kerrigan. I hate to say that. But I really like Ryan Kerrigan, man.
As much as I'm a Cowboy stan, it's a few Redskins that I absolutely love, and Kerrigan's one of them. I think the other one was like Sean Taylor.
Definitely got
those guys are just amazing.
You can't never forget about 21, man. He was definitely, if he was still there or still here, he'd probably be, if not the best safety in the NFL. I hate to say that. So moving on, man. New York Giants.
New York Football Giants.
New York Giants.
They had an interesting offseason, starting off with JPP.
Ridiculous.
Playing with fireworks. Messed his hand up.
Ridiculous. How idiotic is that, folks? I mean, you about to get about maybe $70, $80 million, and you blow your finger off, and you play right in.
Gotta put your hand in the ground.
Gotta put that hand in the dirt. That's your dominant hand. As you're, going up to engage. Just a dumbass move.
Yeah. They drafted Eric Flowers, trying to shore up the offensive line, trying to get Eli Manning some time.
But you have to.
Because they have some great receivers that get the ball to. He just needs that time. Victor Cruz coming back off injury.
Yes.
Some of his defenders say he looks faster, looks better than he's ever looked before.
And that's
that could be a smoke screen.
Hard injury to come back from. A torn patella ain't no joke, folks.
That's no joke.
And it takes about, honestly, they say it takes 2 years to come back from, like how it used to be with ACL injuries.
Yeah.
But if he is what they feel he's, that he is and how he's been looking, that's going to be
pairing him with Odell Beckham, Mr. Madden cover himself.
The catch.
The catch. That's going to be a tough tandem. Only one of the top wide receiver tandems in the league right now.
But my question is for Eli. One, what are your options in the run game? You got Shane Vereen, who you're a fan of. You like Vereen. Rashad Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is this. They had a kid last year I liked, the tight end, Larry Donald. He was cooking like the first maybe 6 games of the season. Tailed off. So not really too sure the options that Eli has as far as is that. And plus a makeshift offensive line right now. They just lost another lineman.
Yeah,
so
he's going to be out like at least 6 weeks.
You moved a guy that was a bad right tackle and Will Beatty to left tackle, and now you got the kid Flowers, and now they're talking about switching them. And I mean, it's like you gotta have this shit settled before you get in the training camp. Period.
Moving on to the defensive side.
I like the safety that they drafted. I think his name's Collins. I like Collins. Hard hitter. Ever really since they got rid of what's the kid's name? I forgot to say the name escapes me at the moment, folks. I apologize. But the secondary for the Giants, safety wise, has been sort of like piss poor.
Yeah.
And they got talented guys like, I really like, even though he's a chancy corner. I call him a chancy corner, but I like Prince Amukamara.
Oh, yeah,
I really
most
do. I like him a lot.
Scrappy guy.
But the question is, this front four. They went out and got George Selby.
Ex-Cowboy.
They added a couple pieces. They just quick sidebar to that. They just signed James Jones today.
Oh yeah, okay, that's another receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he can revive his career. I mean, Oakland didn't do so good.
Like normal.
Didn't pair out. They cut him after a year, and that's gonna be another weapon for Eli. So
Definitely.
that's a 3-headed monster right there.
Definitely. So
I forgot all about that.
Yeah. So I mean, with that, but defensively they do have some questions. Offensive line, definitely some questions. It's gonna be an interesting year for the Giants.
And your division winners.
The champions. The NFC East champs.
America's team.
America's team, folks.
Still America's team. Y'all better stop trying to get that to the Patriots.
Or the Steelers.
It's bigger than... Man, dog. It's not about winning. We're always going to be America's team.
Bar none. Bar none.
Boy, did we make some moves.
Where do you start with these Dallas Cowboys?
Let's start the draft.
Definitely. I think that, we've had, honestly, some of the solid drafts over the past 3 years. Honestly, Dez, back then. But what I'm saying, the last 3 years, I read a stat. The Cowboys have drafted more Pro Bowlers in the last 5 years than any team in the NFL.
That's
a hell of a stat, folks.
That is amazing.
Okay, let's piggyback off this year's draft, right? You go out, you get one of the top-rated corners in the draft, and Byron Jones.
Very versatile player. Can play safety and corner.
Position flex. All the way around. This kid is solid. Then in the second round, you get a kid that was a top 5 pick.
A top 5.
Top 5 pass rusher in the NFL draft. He falls to the second round. Kid has some issues.
Off-field issues. I don't think nothing too big. We can tighten him up.
And then the crazy thing is how late he fell in the second round. Because the Cowboys didn't move up to get him.
Right. He fell right there in our laps. It was like 60th.
60th pick. Ooh, Randy Gregory.
A top 5 talent.
And then...
That is a steal.
You got the best offensive line in pro football. I'll say
yes.
The best offensive line in pro football.
And who did they add to that line in the draft?
A undrafted prospect, offensive tackle prospect, that was a top 5 pick once again.
So we got essentially 3 first-rounders in 1 draft. That's crazy.
What other team does that?
On one side of the line, we fill the position of need. We need a pass rush like crazy.
The Kraken, folks.
And then, on the offensive side, you just add on to the strength of the team, which is the offensive line. That's crazy.
You draft 2 offensive linemen. You sign one of the best offensive line prospects to an already loaded All-Pro, Pro Bowl offensive line to protect one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Oh yes, Tony Romo is.
Look at the numbers. Do not listen to ESPN, man.
Tony Romo has the stats. I mean, folks, y'all can hate on him. Y'all can say he's garbage. Bottom line, I'm gonna say this about Tony Romo. Tony Romo has played with more guts and more heart than any quarterback I've seen in the last 5 years.
He's done so much with so little. I can't think of any quarterback you can put in Dallas and he will put up the numbers he did with that offensive line, with no defense,
I doubt it.
with the lack of running game he's had throughout his career. Like, it's crazy.
The guy's coming off back-to-back seasons. This is the first year he's been healthy in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's had 2 back-to-back back surgeries, rib injuries. I mean, the collarbone back there. I mean, this guy is a warrior, period.
Yeah.
Unequivocally. But to go to the defensive side with the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, that's what I'm waiting to see.
This here, I was
we're waiting to see.
excited. I mean, Randy Gregory.
Yes.
DeMarcus Lawrence from last year.
Whew. Came big in that playoff game. Thought he made a bonehead play, almost gave up the turnover.
But he made up for it.
He made up for it, closed the game out right. So he was picking up last year.
Yeah, people.
And to add to him.
Exactly. Guys you may not know. Tyron Crawford.
Woo.
Okay, Nick Hayden. Jeremy Mincey. Okay, these guys.
Even though he's holding out right now, get your ass to camp.
Get your ass to camp, man. I mean, Sean Lee's coming back, folks.
Oh yeah,
Sean Lee is back.
One of the top linebackers in the league when healthy.
He's looking faster. He's playing a new position in the wheel.
Hopefully that keeps him healthy.
Rolando McClain.
You know, we're gonna miss him for the first 4 games with Hardy.
A guy that was runner-up for NFL comeback player. Another ex-Raider, right?
Yeah.
But you said that you got him, you got Sean Lee, Anthony Hitchens from last year. Of course, y'all don't know about.
God.
Played all 3 linebacking positions. Is a stud.
The last man standing.
Then you go out, Byron Jones, as we just said. You still got Orlando Scandrick, underrated corner. You can put him on your top guy, and best believe he's going to give you top number 1.
Whether it be outside or inside. Like, a lot of cornerbacks, they can't really go inside.
He can play
and then check one of the top guys. Like, he's been battling Victor Cruz
for years.
And that's a tough matchup.
He's been with him. You know, he can play all 3 positions. Number 1, 2, and the slot.
That is amazing.
So, you're adding, and plus, I got to talk about this dude, man. I got to. Greg Hardy, man.
Whoa.
That's all I got to say.
Like,
Greg Hardy.
He's already rubbing off on our team. He's pushing people to the limit. Like you told me earlier that Jason Garrett was like, this dude is working too hard.
I've never heard a coach say that.
Me either. Like, that is amazing.
That's dangerous.
Like, that's what we need for our team, especially our defense. Needed some nasty, needed some attitude. Like, we need somebody to put fear, intimidate the other team.
Definitely.
Who's going to lay the wood.
Definitely.
We definitely need that. He's definitely going to do it. If you look at his highlights, he goes out, he tries to kill quarterbacks.
I mean, the guy has one of the most outrageous first steps I've ever seen in a defensive end. I mean, honestly, and we had, DeMarcus Ware. We've had some pass rushers in Dallas over the years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Randy White, etc. But this guy's get-off is so sick. And you're going to put him with Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence.
And Tyrone.
At the same time on the defense.
Like, on passing downs, I just can't wait to see that. Like, that's going to be...
Pin your ears back and go.
Oh, my God.
Who do you go?
Like, that's going to be reminiscent of that NASCAR package the Giants had.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. But I
have the NASCAR package.
Ooh.
We do. Because DeMarcus Lawrence is cat quick. Randy Gregory, cat quick. Hardy, cat quick. Crawford, straight comes off the line and just beast mode.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I can't wait for this defense.
Do I see a trip to San Francisco in February?
Ooh, Super Bowl 50? Could be. Now, we got to talk about the big question in Big D.
Yes.
Who is going to run the football for the Dallas Cowboys?
This is going to be tough. I mean, because me and E both had fans. We're fans of certain guys. I like McFadden.
I like him too.
I like McFadden. I feel that he is a similar style back of DeMarco Murray. He can block. He can catch out the backfield. But
every down back.
The one thing that I've been hearing in mini camps, and I actually seen it on the website, this guy's quickness is ridiculous. I mean,
He still has it.
He's hitting holes, and he's like in the secondary before they know it. But honestly, right now, I'm gonna get an edge to Joseph Randle.
Yeah, Joseph Randle has already been in the system, been there, averaged 7 yards behind the line. He already has chemistry with the line. I think he can do it. I think it's his job to lose. If he can avoid the off-the-field issues, I think he can have a very special year.
Yeah.
And to pair him with McFadden, that could be a heck of a duo. I don't foresee us missing too much from the running game that we had last year.
And plus, I think they're going to implement a guy y'all probably not familiar with, Lance Dunbar. I think they're going to implement him more, but more so as a passing threat.
Oh, yeah.
And not of a
They can do some things with him, and I wish they do. Like, man, there's so many formations you can come with.
Oh, yeah.
You can flex him out, motion him out to
slide
wide receiver.
5
wide.
Just
throw some screens.
I
mean, he can run the ball also.
I agree. 100%.
Just got to use him.
My thing is, for the Dallas Cowboys, once they get this thing rolling, I think we're going to be solid defensively, and I think that's going to help us, and I think that's what the goal was.
Offense has always been good for long as I can remember.
The D got to help us out.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to
finally putting funds and attention towards the defense.
I've been saying this for 5 years.
It's go time. It's like the time is now. Romo is getting older.
Quick shout out.
Whitney's getting older.
Quick shout out. Another guy, I apologize, I left this guy off. But Morris Claiborne, man. What's he going to do? Patella tendon injury.
I know you don't foresee him coming back. I don't think you do. Coming back. I think he's going to come back.
It's a long road for this kid.
Yeah, I think he's going to come back, and I think he's going to be I think he's going to contribute. Hopefully he can contribute enough where I know you don't like it. I'm not sure how you feel about it. I want Byron Jones at safety. I want a ball hog at safety. I wish Wilcox can go to the strong, put Byron Jones at free safety, have Claiborne and Carr on the outside, and then have Skandrick on the inside.
I'm more of an advocate of saying, now I'm kind of old school. I just see him as a better safety. I just see Claiborne as a better safety. And I like Church. I like Wilcox. I love Wilcox because his intensity, and he's a hitter. But for Claiborne's ability to cover, I just think it would benefit him more in safety. And then having Carr and Skandrick and these guys and Jones at corner, I think it help his game.
I agree with you to a certain extent. But what happens when the running back gets loose and he's your last line of defense? Like him taking so many hits, doing that tackling, that's going to toll on an injury-prone player like Claiborne.
But that's the thing. I've always thought he could tackle.
He can tackle.
I always thought he could tackle.
But
it just depends on the back.
It's going to wear on him, man.
If he's going head up and this is like DeMarco Murray, yes, he may lose this battle. Or if it's Shane Vereen, I might give him a little bit and say he might be able to take down a Shane Vereen.
Basically, Madden.
But my Madden pick, just like Eli was saying, definitely got to go with the Dallas Cowboys, man. And a sleeper team, I'm going to New York Giants.
Oh, definitely. Always a good team with Victor Cruz, Odell Beckham. Eli's a solid quarterback. Got a pretty serviceable defense you can use on there. Definitely going to be a nice Madden team.
Definitely.
Signing out. Got your boy Young Eli from Acting Up Gaming. Got Cowboy Kev with me. Like, comment, and subscribe, man.